It's the big game down here, Westminster versus Prince Alfred College Senior 18 football. And we are at Westminster Oval, bathed in sunshine as we speak, and you can see just a little bit of a mud patch in there, in the middle of the ground where the cricket pitch is. Coaches today, Tim Weatherald for Westminster, and for Prince Alfred College, David Odie. Just looking at our weather as we speak. So currently 13 degrees maximum, and that is where we're sitting, 13.1 as we speak. So going to be a cool afternoon, as we can see the Westminster team out on the ground as well. PAC, of course, in the white jumpers today. The breeze, 30-kilometre wind, and you'll see that going pretty much from right to left down here at Westminster today, and they're saying 1 millimetre to 7 millimetres, but very low chance, so no problems at the moment. I can tell you the reserves, or the second 18 scores: Westminster 7-3-45, PAC 10 goals 21, so quite inaccurate, and so they went down by 36 points. Joining me, special guest today for the first quarter, is Sam Cumming.
I did the hamstring last weekend playing for North Adelaide.
Okay.
I did it whilst kicking the footy, so it's just a little strain.
Yep.
But no, it shouldn't be too bad. Only 2 to 3 weeks, they reckon.
All right. And the team's going quite well at the moment. I see undefeated after 5 games, and then speaking with David Odie, the coach, of course, now the extra 2 games you've played in the high division, so 7 games undefeated, mate. Do you reckon you're a chance to get back in? Because yeah.
No, hopefully, just try to get my body right first, and then hopefully make it for the grand final if we're lucky enough to be there.
Yes, and what position do you play? You midfield, are you?
Yeah, midfielder. Yeah.
So I'll ask you a fair bit today when we're looking at the game, mate. It's great to have your insight on how they do the particular setups. What's going to happen? You haven't been behind, I guess, in too many games, but what does happen if you get behind? Does someone make a call in the middle and you go and man up, or you still stick to your own game plan?
Yeah, well, sort of, there's a bit of a shift in momentum the opposition's way, then we sort of tend to go man on and try and lock down the opposition. But then if we're winning, then we try to be more aggressive, really.
All right. And I'm interested always with the ruck tap. Who's your ruckman first of all? We go through that team there.
Yeah, Taj Murray, the ruckman, is a very good ruckman. He All-Australian under 16s.
Wow.
In the carnival.
So number 37 he'll be today, folks, for those of you watching. And we do welcome our viewers, of course, worldwide. We get a lot of people from around the world that are old scholars that tune in. So we welcome you. We also welcome Australia-wide and across all the states, and of course the greater metropolitan region. And we know a lot of parents and carers and so on tune in from different areas. Mate, you probably didn't have a chance to give a phone call to the folks, but you're a Mildura lad?
Yeah, Mildura, yep.
And what's your home team down there in Mildura?
The Wenny Roos. So yeah, been there my whole life, and
wow.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to have a few good mentors out there.
And do you get home often, probably in the school holidays, do you? Did you just
a little
have
bit
a break?
in the school holidays.
Yeah.
There for about a week, but not during the season. I don't get home much.
Yeah, it's a bit hard, want to catch up with your mates and tell them to come to Adelaide. Adelaide's a good spot for a holiday.
It is, definitely.
And you board at PAC,
yeah,
do you?
I'm a boarder at PAC. Yep.
Yeah, and the football program, mate, you've got some great heads there. David Odie, of course. The other ones there, Craig Tasborski, who had the pleasure of coaching for years down at Glenelg. He's an absolute out-and-out champion, is Craig, and very good to help out. And I see Robbie Neal down there as well.
Yeah,
so
he's helped out this year, which has been good, his insights.
Well,
Nice.
some real talent. I know, David, you know, a big coaching career in the SANFL and a lot around development. So you're in very good hands with all three of those guys there. So it's a great football product, and you knocked off Sacred Heart, I understand, was it, last
that
week?
was a very good
hey?
win.
Yeah,
Obviously, they had a few players that weren't playing that are pretty handy for them.
yeah.
But so did we. So hopefully we get to verse them again come grand final and try to get the win again, which would be nice.
And just tell us about the team today that we're looking at here. It's pretty chock-a-block full. I think Rome Burgoyne, did he play seniors or reserves last week in the SANFL? There's a few players here that are, of course, in that senior under-18 team as well. And it's scattered with SANFL players as well. So first quarter, is it normally a good start with PAC? Are they a bit slow to start? Be careful, I'll throw you under the bus a little bit there.
No, normally we do like to start well, try to get on the opposition early and then, get a bit of momentum going our way. Especially the win will be a big factor today, so hopefully we're with it with the first quarter and get a jump on them.
How did that feel to you? I've called it. It's a bit right to left. We can see that flag up the top there, sort of going across on that angle, isn't it? So it's...
Yeah, I think it's definitely favouring the left-hand side, but no, it's not going one way.
All right, well, all in readiness. I've just got a little thing to worry about here. All good. So all in readiness in the middle, mate, and we'll ask you about a few players there. As we see the big fella there, Taj Murray, looking there. He's going to be up against already Elliot Sandico. Looks a bit taller there as well. So he's lining up on his right side, so if they both hit the same way, they're going to come across each other, and there's a big space you can see behind the Westminster ruckman there. So let's have a look here as the ball goes up. Well, he taps back. They both tap the one way. Ball in the middle of the ground as we speak. Westminster out now. That's Brad Jackson going forward, and wow, straight away you can see that wind out there really playing havoc this way, that way. Tries to elude, gets it across there. Joey Otto crossing, coming inside the 50. It's a fumbly ball at the moment. Just bobbling around. Big fella there, Eli Roberts. Well, he's my cold hero already. He's got the socks up. And, well, we've got a mark down on that far side. You can see the Westminster Hall in the background there. Oh, nice grab too. Who have we got there, Sam?
Yeah, that's Bryce Sanders. He's a very good basketballer as well. I think he just played first basketball this morning, so he's backing it up again playing footy.
There's Darby Fitzgerald just coming in, and we can tell you Darby Fitzgerald, it is his first game back since round one, and he actually came in on commentary like yourself last time we were down here, so great to see Darby back out there playing, and I believe he played a bit of local footy, but he didn't play in the second 18. He's just come straight into the senior team here, so that's how high they hold him.
Yeah, he's another Mildura boy that's really good and sort of excelled at his footy the last couple of years.
All right, so on that far wing it is. Gee, they go forward now. That's Shadforth. We've seen him over the last few years, but as we can see, that wind, Sam, is really going to play havoc down there, isn't it, down that far side? And, of course, that last possession rule, so another possession here to PAC. Is this Harry Piggott?
Yep, yeah, sure is.
Comes across, there he is. He's got the Rome Burgoyne, got the socks up. Don't mind that boy. He kicked it into a dangerous position. Max Robertson, the captain, just roared through there. Oh, anyone's ball. Courage shown there by all players. And, well, held up. The umpire, look at them coming in. I call it the migrating wildebeest. A lot of players now from that midfield all come in. So the work rate, Sam, has to be quite high because you're moving up and down the ground so much, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Got to try and get to every contest and stoppage.
Mate, we don't like missing games, but I did notice, and I could hear the mud out there when I was walking through, so probably not a bad one to miss with that cricket pitch at the moment. As that nice kick comes in there, that was Nick Foster just getting across, around the corner. Boy, oh boy, that's a high kick too. It's anyone's ball. The big crowd goes up. Can they clear it under pressure there? That was Daniel Thompson. Oh, chain of handballs now. Matt Leray, the captain, So I understand Matt Larray out at Centrals, but he's been playing cricket overseas, so his first game back in as well, Sam.
Yeah. No, he's a very good player. Also a very good cricketer for the school and for his club.
Righto, mate. I'm going to give you the commentator's curse here. We've got Will Thomas with ball in hand. What do you reckon?
I reckon he's a bit far out.
Oh, okay.
The wind might help him a little bit, aiming at the left goal post. But
Yeah. All right, let's see what he does here. Yeah, he's got to really push it back. Doesn't he? Gee, he runs around a bit. I'll tell you what, that's coming back. That's very, very close. Oh. Tap every time for the ruckman, or will he try something different, do you think?
it looks like they're going for the same tap, that sort of one behind, and then Matt Larray running through. But they usually do like to change it up a bit.
So you picked it in one there too. Nice work there. Good lead into the forward line. Just that wind's going to carry it a little bit here. Thomas, oh, gee, he's got a bit of time there. Unselfishly chipped it. He could have probably had the shot there. And unfortunately, through for one behind to PAC, but and that's a contender for our goal of the day.
Yeah,
Quite
very
simply.
good goal.
Nice goal, wasn't it? Off to a very good start. Of course, our filming footy stats goal of the day, and our Dartfish is the sponsor for Mark of the Day. We've got a pair of Archie thongs for best on ground. We've got Sports Interactive, our broadcast sponsor, and Sportal, of course, our scoreboard sponsor. Going forward this time, Elliot Sandico. Scrappy ball again. They haven't really had a good entry. That's an inside-out soccer. Screwy, and Eli Anders takes it, and Gil Wakeland, gee, just gliding through. They're going for another shot at goal here. And just offline PAC, so 2 goals to the score. Run and carry through the midfield, Sam, or more kick and just get it on into the forward line, or kick to a lead?
Yeah, David Odie, he's very sort of kick mark orientated. Sort of likes to get 2 kicks for every handball, but obviously a bit of speed throughout the middle of the ground is always good.
So see if Westminster can get this ball out. They've kicked to the same spot, so that tells a little bit of a story already with the full-back kicking to a similar area, and they just haven't been able to get that chain of movement happening, and PAC once again have turned it over, and another inside 50, so going well. This is Gil Wakeland in the orange boots. He's going to have to turn into that wind. Gee, he just puts the head down. Umpires let that go. That's well adjudicated, because it could have gone either way there. Numbers here for Westminster, but very close to the boundary. Good sized lad. Who's that big fella there?
Eli Roberts. He's a very good rower as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hence the broad shoulders and good size about him. So just tell us a little bit, some of these lads, country lads like yourself, and a bit of a smattering of city and country lads, is there?
Yeah, there is. There's probably about 5 or so boarders in here. Obviously, Jay Polkinghorn, he's from the Eyre Peninsula.
Yep.
He's a very good player. Loves to take a good mark. And Brodie Harris from the York Peninsula, also a very good player. Very tall for a wingman, which is always helpful.
All right, we'll keep an eye on him, number 11. And it's good. And Jay Polkenhorn's number 3, mate. It's great to get you inside. Well, Sam, you're a player, mate. That kick there would just about be impossible to kick a goal.
Yeah, especially with the wind, what it's doing today. It's going to be hard.
All right, just a little bit of technical stuff here as we come in. Very hard kick a goal. Gee, offline for a point. So the first one on the board. 2-2 plays one behind. Westminster. First score on the board. Is this Rome Burgoyne with ball in hand? So interesting. He's going to kick sort of into that breeze, which may give the opposition a chance if they get the ball. But then you don't want to get caught on the other side where you're just kicking into the wind all the time. So set play, I would suggest, Sam.
Yeah, set play that was. So we usually like to have some good tactics in kick-ins.
Across it comes now, just shepherding out there has been industrious Will Thomas. One handball, two handball, around the corner. And offline now, Oscar Finnis. Tell us a little bit about Oscar. You've got a few small forwards there that like the crumb.
Yeah, Oscar's a very good player. He's struggled with injuries over the last couple of years, but good to see him out there, nice and healthy, and playing good footy.
Oh, that's good. All right, let's see if they persist with this kick in down this side. No, they go the other side this time. Max Robertson taking the kick in. So he's going to run across. He's going to be out there. If he goes out wide there, they're going to get caught near the boundary. And I often say, go the boundary, you get the boundary. They do go there, Nick Foster. So they've maintained possession, but not really going forward. Setting up the wall important for PAC?
Yeah, definitely. For that rebound footy, hopefully get it over the top of them and make it easier to score a goal.
So you see that wind playing havoc there and just punched out of bounds. So apologise if the screen's off at the moment. We're just a few difficulties
Yeah, it should be.
with our telecast. This way, that way. Now we're back. And as you can see now, Robertson already getting a lot of possessions, but they're down deep in the back line and not really hurting anyone there. And he's had to do a lot of work as a captain. Couldn't quite get it over Oscar Finnis. As you said, geez, Lively goes back again. Well done, young man. Gee, I'll tell you what, he's had 3 or 4 goes at that. He'd be like looking at the stats at the end of the game, wouldn't he, Sam?
Yeah,
With
definitely.
That one? So they stream out this time. Elliot Sandico here for Westminster. That's a nice mark. Towering grab there. That could be a Dartfish mark of the day contender. Who have we got there?
That's Harry Piggott. So he's another boarder. Plays for the Eagles in the Sandful. He had a good run over the holidays, which is good for him.
Nice mark it was too. Inside 50 again. What we thought was a hard kick, but these lads are very talented. Gee, out on his own out this side is Jay Polkenhorn. He's a good size here to get that ball up. That's where they go. Polkenhorn comes, gee, over the top. Player in front. You can see what Polkenhorn was trying to do there. Couldn't quite get it done, and Will Harvey tried to take mark of the day there, I reckon, Polkenhorn. But
Yeah.
the idea was correct, but they just couldn't execute with the kick with that wind. And Clay Shadforth, a really good player to watch here. Look at that beautiful style. You can see that wind hold that up. Drop short in front of the pack, and a nice mark for Westminster. Hutchins it is. Looks around, the eyes darting. Goes to Shadforth on the outside. This is dangerous. Shadforth gets through one, gets around another, touches the ball on the ground. Smart play, young man. Up it goes, big pack forms. Anyone's ball, trying to get it through was Daniel Will. Players after it. They're on that cricket pitch there. I can tell you that is quite sloppy. That's a clever kick out. Aidan Nixon Burns goes across the face of goal. And that's a nice mark deep in defence. Very good mark. And encouraged to go for your marks in the back line if it's there.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
So here they come out now, PAC. Oh, big collision there. Noah Manillo, is it? Is that how
Yeah,
we say
no,
it?
Manila.
Yeah. He certainly just ran straight at it, didn't he? And let the players and everyone just bounce off him. So good intent. It's a great brand of football. Senior 18, Division 1. So that's a hamstring stretcher if ever we've seen it. There's the high ball in again. This time Polkinghorne's not there, but Gil Wakeland was on the ground. Gee, great centre of gravity and unselfish. Nice chip kick over the back. Is this Wilmot? No, this
Wakeland, Gil Wakeland.
Gil Wakeland. Yep. Ball in hand. That was a clever kick. That was Oscar Finnis, was it, on the left foot? He's got that good centre of gravity and just popped it in. So Gil Wakeland lining up for his first. Pretty much dead in front, but we won't ride it down just yet because that wind is very blustery out there. Good underfoot. Wakeland wanders in. And all clear, says the goal umpire. So the third on the board for PAC. And just some nice patterns of play there, Sam. You know, the wind, often we'll say, oh, just kick it long with the wind. That doesn't always do it for you. They're really impressed with the passages of play and skills. Very high on David Odie's, I guess, coaching style, would you suggest?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Yeah, the boys have been pretty good so far. Been able to get some good ball movement happening, which is what we want, and those deep entries inside forward 50.
And I like, you've got Finnis and Thomas. So Will Thomas is lining up at full forward, but he's really one of those small forwards, a bit of a foil, isn't he, that can run around. You'll see now Noah Manillo, who we called earlier, he's down in the other pocket. You've got four very deep down here, and you've got the tall, of course, in Jay Polkman. So a great structure in the middle. Over it comes Callaway. Out it goes towards that pocket again. Players just hung and waited, and there's an up to that. Once again, unselfish play. It wasn't just a bomb at goal, and Will Thomas presents very well. Now I'll put the Moz on you again here because he did it the first time. Can he do it 2 times in a row?
I reckon he can kick this.
So Will Thomas just tests that wind again. I wonder whether he's going to run out to that right again this time. So just wanders in now. Go on, you can call it through.
Will Thomas kicks it well.
Oh,
unlucky.
So three
Wind
goals.
didn't help him there.
3 goals, 4 to Will. And so interesting with the kick-ins, Westminster, this time the shorter kick. They still end up in the same spot, but it took 2 kicks to get there. It took one on top of the head there, did Lewis Green. Geez, come inside a long way because we've got the stand rule. Well done, young man, on the mark. That was sensational. Around the corner goes Jay Polkinghorne. It's going to bounce. Oh, I tell you what, you would not believe it. Bounced and then bounced away, and I reckon Polkinghorne was ready. Does he do the big celebration? He was all set to go with it, and, well, it just bounced the wrong way. So, Westminster get a clearing kick. Been all over the ground, this young man. This is Aidan Nixon Burns again. Gee, that's a high kick. Get under that one if you don't mind. Bergeron goes up. Round the corner now. This is just the bomb kick in, but guess who's there? Will Thomas again. And he's been very industrious and a very hard matchup, I'd suggest, for the opposition.
Yeah, I back him to kick this one.
Does he normally play a pocket, or does he actually? He's playing in the key role as we speak, and that's a set play. He's very fast, obviously off the mark, and he's not the tallest for a full forward, but that's where they're playing him.
Yeah, definitely. No, he's playing out the square, which is another one of David Odie's tactics to try and put the opposition off. But a very good goal.
He's kicked it this time. They come around him, so he's got 2 in the first quarter, and well, that lead's just starting to get stretched out now. 4 goals, 4, 8 scoring shots to 1 point as we speak. So a very good start. It's an absolute pleasure to have Sam coming in with us from PAC. Young player who's got an injured hamstring, plays at North Adelaide as well. Member of the South Australian Under-18 state team as well, lad from Mildura. Sam, it's an absolute pleasure to get you in and hear an insight on some of your teammates. And, well, I guess you've got to look at where you might fit back in that midfield, mate. Do they rotate a fair few players through there, or is there just a set 8?
Yeah, there's usually just a set 8. So,
Yep. And do you change into forward line or back line, or do you go off the ground with your rotations?
nah, usually just off the ground.
Gee, I tell you what, that's a nice
Yeah,
goal
it is a
around
nice
the
goal.
corner. That's Oscar Finnis there. Perfectly crumbed, wasn't it, by young Finnis? And he's been industrious as well. And so does he go back into the midfield, or he's just going up the...
Yeah, so he's one of our high forwards, which we like to get them up the ground and help impact defensively as well as offensively, as you can see there.
That was a great goal around the corner, and he was on his left foot there. Is he a natural left footer, or is he a right footer?
No, he's very good both feet, but he does prefer the right foot, so good goal on the left.
Yeah, really good. Just jotting that down because that might be a contender for our goal of the game. All right. Free kick this time going the way of Westminster. Will Thomas it is. So there's two Will Thomases out there, one for Westminster and one for PAC. And the way he's playing at PAC, you'd think there's three then. So around it comes this way, Matt Leray. Good captain, is he? Does he talk up a bit in the meetings and so on, or is he more by actions?
Very much by actions, but also a great on-field leader. Likes to lead from the front and very vocal out there, as you can probably tell. But no, he's also a very impactful player.
Ah, that's good. Very good insight there. Gee, the old screw, Max Robertson, kicks it back towards that muddy... Wow, that's a good mark too, that muddy pitch area. Will Young. Gee, he looks to the left. I don't know that I'd be looking out that side because that's where the wind's going to really take it. Shadforth's a very good player, but he's not that good, and I'd give that 9 out of 10 as a dive in Paris, mate. That's a very good attempt there, but yeah, just that's the dead pocket. You go out that side, and I'm not sure why Westminster would head out that way unless they're trying to close down the quarter a little bit here. But this is the skill I was talking about with PAC, and wow, Daniel Thompson now with ball in hand looks to go down the wing. So every now and then you're going to get these 50-50 kicks. Up it comes. Oh, a big push out there by Wakeland. Got away with it. Comes back probably half the distance. Two PAC players. Is that Burgoyne, is it, by the looks of it? Callaway. See, two socks up. Got a few of them out there. Stand rule in vogue. Oh, player streams forward inside. Beats one, didn't beat the second. Smother there. That's the second smother already from PAC, so the pressure's good on the ball carrier. Westminster player leads to the ball, taken to ground. Good battle this, 2-on-2. Fitness, how much work do you do on fitness, Sam, at training? You always want to use the balls, obviously, but do a lot of work with fitness?
Yeah, not so much during the season, but obviously during the pre-season it's a big focus for us. And yeah, as you can tell, out there our work rate is pretty good as a team and we work well together.
Competition for spots as well, because the second 18 won quite convincingly, so there's always that pressure. As we see now, Will Thomas just comes off. Gee, I'll tell you what, they've taken a mid-sized player off for a really tall player there, and that's your ruckman, Taj Murray, but he's going to float forward, maybe try and get a late one as that ball comes in. Murray's going to come in now. He's just floating across. There he goes, 37, just across the pocket. Most likely come and take the ruck tap now, will he?
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
So they've got no one back in the square now. Two players head that way. Up, down. Just a quick kick will do. It doesn't. That was Matt Leray. Couldn't quite get away. That's a throw. So dropping the ball. And free kick here to Cam Qualman. So Qualman it is. Eyes dart around. Gee, puts it up. Oh, big collision there. PAC, there's numbers there. 1, 2, 3. Inside out handball. Nate Slade. He can't. Comes back this way. Oh, it's still in play. Don't tell me. Around the corner. No mark. Touch play on is the call. Just a paddle back. That was a paddle back to Noah Manillo. We can see what they were trying to do there, Sam, but just couldn't quite get away with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Bit of pressure in the forward line. Forward line pressure is a big thing. Once again by the coaches to put pressure on the way out as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Try and get that forward line pressure to get scrappy exits from the opposition and then rebound and get it back in there.
So, yes, and they'd be stats that are kept, I'd suggest, because they're pressure acts and it can be visual and it can be physical and it can even be verbal. But there we go again, another kick out wide. Every now and then we do get the throw in. Young lady umpire there doing a great job. You can see the parents and friends and carers, everyone in the background, relatives, workers. There's a bit of everything, and the Green Dragon, of course, that'll be the Westminster van you can see in the background. 1-2 handballs. They're trying to come inside here, PAC. Can't do it. Extracting it, Joe Otto crossing. And, well, quick turnover once again. There's been a lot of these intercept marks and turnovers, Sam.
Yeah, that's what we try to look for as a defence. Try and mark everything we can and then get it back in there as quickly as we can.
It's a nice mark there, Matt Leray. Does put it out to this pocket. Opportunity there. Oh, couldn't quite. Was Polkinghorn. Once again, he tried to protect that ball drop. Just paddling that around. Goes around the corner, he does. And, well, couldn't quite get it done. Up quite high. So 5 goals, 5 for the quarter now. So 10 scoring shots to 1. The interaction or the way they work together, the back line, the mids and the forwards, there needs to be a good flow, Sam.
Yeah, definitely. And especially with school footy, like you're playing with your mates, so usually that connection's really good and everybody understands each other and their abilities. So
yeah, I often talk about that because a lot of these lads grow up together and go through school together, and you know, they understand, you know, each other's strengths. And as we saw with Oscar Finnis, he can be right or left foot, so he'd have no trouble leading to his left foot because you know he can certainly hit a target. Well, he can when he's in front of goal, Sam,
yeah,
but I don't know what's he like around the ground. Anyway, they handball it out here. This is the run and carry we talk about, but once again, exactly what Sam, you've alluded to, mate, that pressure act in the forward line for a turnover. Bang, player goes down. Scramble now, player, he saw them coming, got around. Well done by Nate Slade, and that's a nice goal. He saw the players coming at him, pushed off, a little bit of a dusty there. See if we can get a replay on that one. That was great play here. Just take us through what he's doing here.
yeah, obviously always on the move. And then, yeah, very intelligent footballer. Just swipes him away and then great finish in front of goal.
It's amazing what someone can do when those two big white posts come up in front of them.
Yeah.
So, all right, Sam, it's been a pleasure, mate, to have you come down and chat with us about your team, mate. We wish you all the best. Get back on the field quickly, mate, and we will take a short break from the game here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
pleasure to have Sam Cumming in with us from PAC during that first quarter. And we can see currently Westminster are still in their huddle. I think they came in with expectations. Just talking to the coach, Tim Wetherill, today, they had 14 players come back in. They've got Darby Fitzgerald, as I mentioned, number 3, in for his first game since round 1 as well. Just a little bit on Westminster. Number 15, Daniel Will. Number 6, Will Young. Number 34, Charlie Bradford. Number 10, Will Harvey, are all coming back in from overseas commitments with the SAAS, with cricket. And also Matt Leray from PAC. The number 20 is Matt Leray, and he too is his first game back from cricket commitment. So some outstanding sports people here at both schools as ball up in the middle. And we're about to be joined by Principal Simon Shepherd from Westminster School, and we had Simon on earlier in the year, and it's always a pleasure. So welcome first of all to you, Simon.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to be here with you.
Yeah.
And great to have you out here at Westminster.
Fantastic, mate. Always great hospitality. The wind just going right to left, a little bit across the ground, really from one flank to the other. And, well, hopefully Westminster can pick up not the best start for the first quarter, but, well, we'll see what can happen here, Simon.
Oh, PAC have certainly come out with all guns blazing, and I think the boys have given them a step.
Yes.
And that's made a difference around the contest, around the loose ball. They've given them one step, and PAC is a highly skilled team, and they've made the most of that.
A little bit of visual pressure as well on the players coming out, as we see Lewis Green with ball in hand. But Tim Wetherill, the coach, was mentioning, as we see just another cut-off there. Can they get this out, Westminster? Good one-on-one battle here. Wraps the arms up. Oh, the big bull just pushes away. I believe he's a rower as well, so he's going to be a hard man. This is Brodie Harris with ball in hand. As the wind comes in, you can turn those fans down a bit for us, Simon. I don't know how much pull you've got on the wind here, but so big Brodie Harris it is. Gee, gets a long way around and then ironically kicks it out the other side accidentally, I believe. Was more wanting to go towards the centre. Oh, a little bit there from Will Thomas.
A bit of a ruckman's kick there. It's a long way down when you're that size.
Long way from hand to foot, isn't it?
That's right. I've got fond memories of kicking it out of bounds a few times myself.
So ball comes in. I will say the oval, I'll just keep an eye on this in the forward pocket here. Player taking the ground. The oval looks fantastic, mainly around the outside, but I did walk through the middle. I think it's actually going to dry up a little bit more with that wind and no rain if that stays away. But you could hear the water just through the cricket pitch, which the curator wouldn't be happy about because coming towards cricket season as well, don't chop it up too much, I guess.
No, we've got some beautiful wickets out there and some great quality clay, which does suck that water in once it comes down at winter time.
Yep.
But it usually is a very well drained pitch. PAC having good shake up there with the ball bouncing around in the forward pocket.
Couldn't quite get it done there. That was Hayden Wilmot. So another point on the scoreboard for PAC. But I got out of my car and I'm on the outside of the boundary and walked around here, and it is absolutely like a bowling green just down here. So fantastic. I might pitch a tent and sleep here tonight. It's that good.
Our curators do a great job. Look, Westminster boys are surfing it up in the air a bit. Traditionally, we think this is about a 3-goal breeze.
Yep.
But as you said, it's coming across the ground a bit. It's Elliott trying to put a tackle in there on PAC's player, Daniel Thompson, but he got away with the ball and passed it up the wing. Good
turnover. Max Robertson, he's been handy. He's been good. He's trying to really do a lot of work down back, and here we see another turnover. And Shadforth, he's
that's young Clay. Yep.
Yeah,
very skillful player.
Yeah, really like watching him play. He's exciting to come along to these games and watch. And well, giving it back to another outstanding young player is Rome Burgoyne. He's the son of Peter Burgoyne, of course, and both teams have got a smattering of players that have, I guess, got the breeding through the parents that have played AFL or SAMFL, and themselves are in either SAMFL squads or state under-18s, and also the cricket. So the outstanding, they're all-round sports people, and I guess at some point, Simon, they have to make a decision. But how does that go school-wise? You encourage them to play the two sports because they're different seasons?
We do, but this year, as you're probably aware, they've overlapped. And so this is the first game in about 5 weeks that we've been able to field a full-strength first 18. A number of boys came out of the playing schedule as they prepared for a tour to the UK. It was a lovely kick to the forward box there, but there was a lot of contestation. I think that's the right word.
Contested, we'll use it. You're the principal. I'm not going to argue with you. I can spell it for you even. But I don't know what it means, but I do.
Looks like young Max has given away a free there in front of the players' race.
Yeah, so Will Thomas again. He's already kicked 2. He's a bit of a handful. He's not a super tall player. He's one of those mid-sized players, but geez, so well balanced, this lad. Like to find out a little bit more about him. He's goes back now. He's going to line up for his third. He's positioned as their key forward, and he's doing the job today as he wanders in. See that wind.
The wind will push it away to the left, kicking at that end. I may have a sneeze coming on here, but it's interesting. Will Thomas is one on each team today.
Yeah, I noticed that. I did mention it's almost like there's 3 out there because Will Thomas at PAC is having a good start, but couldn't quite finish there. This is where Westminster, I found it's that one kick in and then it comes back. They can't get that 2 or 3 in a row, just that chain. And I think you'll find, Simon, if they can get that first goal on the board, that might just open things up a bit. A lot of these players haven't played together for a long time. As he comes around the corner, there's what Will Thomas can do. That's a nice goal there.
He has kicked out round. It's shaped beautifully and bounced through for a goal.
Did come around there.
Andre Lim's at the back now, marshalling the boys, trying to point out where they should be positioning themselves.
So we're unable to get a replay of that one, but a nice goal around the corner. And, well...
Look at that, the referee's even showing some skills there.
Yeah, so...
He must have been watching the Olympics and he went there for a bit of soccer there.
So coming in... Yeah, ironically, he's walking right... Why would you do that? He's walking straight through the middle of the mud there. Look at that.
And he's in white boots.
Yeah, and he won't be lime green for very long if he keeps that up. Comes back. Shadforth's the one to watch here, and there he goes, just there. That's what he can do. There's 8 players in there, and someone has to get it first, and Shadforth it is that does that work. Bumbles out now. Good one-on-one battle here. Oh, player just over the top. 1-2, Romeburg, and he just had that awareness to know when he was far enough off the player to take off with a bounce and puts it into a nice position. And umpire quick with the whistle there, and that's Will Prescott coming inside. Big Taj Murray. He's a big, tall lad, this one. I think he'd be
be pushing 6'6" out
tallest on the ground. Oh, boy.
He's pulled it around the corner. Another ruckman's kick. He's definitely had the right idea. The execution certainly didn't quite pull off there as he put it out towards Matt Leray. And it just sailed over Matt's head into the boundary, but he's come back hard for a smother, getting right in there. And the ball's gone to ground on the centre wing out there.
That's is that Joey Otto crossing with ball in hand? I'm just trying to see his number there, but he's a recipient of a free kick there.
Yeah,
so
that's
well
Joey
done.
Otto crossing. You are correct. Yep, he's
and I think
punched it down forward and into space. Has that been a kick down the ground there?
I think it was. He was put down, wasn't he? And he's just clapping the opposition now. He's outsized by about 10 kilos. Don't think that I'd be pushing him too hard. That's Matt Leray, the captain.
10 kilos in 2 years. He's a year 10 boy. So
beautiful.
he's showing some real talent playing up.
Fantastic. That's
big Ryan Stokel coming out for a mark there. Got hands to it, but couldn't reel it in. Crum beautifully. Play on. No, they've called it back.
I think they've let that go now.
They've let it go. And what was it through for?
So that was...
through for a goal.
So that was Zokas by the looks of it. If we can get a replay. Just have a look at that kick come in. Gee, good pick-up from out wide there in the white boots.
I can't quite pick it.
But have a look. Pick it out there. They've all got white boots.
If it is young Alex, he's come back off the cricket tour and this is his first game back probably in about 6 or 7 weeks.
Looked like him. I'll just see with the white boots. He was the one who did the big celebration. We'll put it down to him at this point.
At number 24, we think it was. If there was 24, that is Alex.
So nice goal too. Just the play on. Is that big stick Stokel? Is his father the Stokel that played at Steckel that played at South Adelaide?
I think he is. He's over in Kangaroo Island now on a farm over there.
That's them. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So when Dad comes to watch, he travels overseas.
Yes.
A good mark in the centre there.
It's
by Taj Murray.
Yeah.
And
So-
that was cleanly off the boot for that kick. The winds held it. And Max Roberts taking a good mark defensively back down there for Westminster.
I did notice Westminster that quarter went out there once or twice, and it'll be 2 kicks back, wouldn't it, Simon,
Yeah,
from there?
it's a bit of a trap playing out to that pocket in the wing, but Clay's just put one down there on the wing. He's slipped his player. No, he's been held, handball away, but man's under pressure. Genuine hospital pass there. Can they recover this out in the centre wing?
Gee, they've made it hard work, haven't they?
They have. Kicks come forward and just straight to a PAC player waiting to defence, and I reckon that was
Well, not Wakeland.
Gil Wakeland.
Well, he's changed the boots. He had orange boots on in the first quarter, and I thought, oh, it can't be him. He's got white boots on now. So, well, back in our day, it was long stops and short stops. I don't know that it's that. They might just be a bit more comfortable. Gee, that's a high kick. See, that wind really takes a bit of a
Really
home
shakes
ground
it out.
advantage here, but PAC in front.
Taking a nice mark. Double grab at it. It was Jay Polkinghorn having a grab at that one. And now he's going to have a line up for a goal. This should get pushed towards the left-hand point post as we look at it.
All right, I'll let you call this through, Simon.
A few years ago, we had a magic young player who
Oh.
was down here, a young boy down from the Tiwi Islands. And if we can look into the camera now, and you can see that players' race. One day I came out and he was practicing kicking goals from the players' race.
Oh, not Anthony Munkara, was it?
Anthony Munkara was turning them around from that players' race into the goals.
Yep, got drafted Essendon, I think, or was rookie listed at one
Rookie
point.
listed, that's right, yeah. He's up playing in the NT again at the moment, and hopefully he gets another look in. Incredibly skillful young player.
I can remember coming to the games, watching him, and he bounced the ball from the back pocket down to have a shot on goal and missed. And we interviewed him after the game. He said, I kicked 5. And he was correct. He was just next level outstanding young man.
I did ask him how he kicked those goals, and he told me after with a sly smile, magic hands.
Well, if you're out there, Anthony, and you're watching, mate, we gave us some fantastic memories on this ground. As coming in now, Slade just gets under it a bit, so it doesn't quite make the distance, does it? Towering there, and just taken through for a touchdown, Mitch Dickinson.
Yeah, Mitch took it through. He's been doing a bit of ruck work today, contesting well in the centre, but they shuffled that one through. We are missing Tim Alva today. His twin brother Jack's out.
Yes.
But Tim's presence around the field, gaining ball is good. Will Young takes a mark in the centre square.
Good
Looking to find a pass there, and he passes to Will Thomas, the Westminster Will Thomas.
Some good movement here, Simon. I'll tell you what, they're very proactive. I suppose it hasn't been down there that much, the forward line, but just bobbles around now. It's going to race to the boundary line. But, gee, they were active down here, I tell you.
Charlie Bradford had a grab. Yep, Charlie's just come back from the cricket tour as well, another Year 10 student.
Year 10, yeah.
Got a great set of hands on him, a lovely young bloke. And it was he and Paddy Hutchins were up there trying to contest that ball together.
Who was the other Year 10 you said? I'll mark him down.
Joey Otto Crossing.
Oh, yes. Gee, they're putting in a good showing, and it's great that they get blooded as well.
Some
and
great pressure there on the
look.
ball. And you can see the difference in the size of the players. Number 16 there for Westminster. Eli has got a fantastic masculine physique there. Real man legs as he makes his way around the ground. And some of the younger Year 10 players struggle a bit more. In front of the camera there, Paddy Hutchins gone down and looks like he's hyperextended one of his knees. Paddy's a terrific young player, has a bit of a run with Glenelg, and he's in a bit of pain there. I hope he hasn't done a PCL.
It didn't look good because he went one way on one knee and the ankle went under him as well. So they both went. And
He's moving a bit now.
just see how he goes. Just wish him all the best, young lad.
We're really lucky with our support crew and our team, and that's Seamus Maloney there. And,
yes.
Well known from Sturt.
Yep.
He comes and helps out with the club, with the school, and trains the boys and runs with us. Paddy's looking like he's in a bit of pain there, head in hands. And I think Mum and Dad are up in the stands, and his grandfather certainly is.
So we wish Paddy all the best. It might be a stretcher job. Just have a look here as he's just trying to pop across.
He's making his way off the ground. He's in a lot of pain, secondary pain referring on. He doesn't really want to stand up. So players are making the most of this chance. A few boys getting together in huddles and just talking about what they could do next.
Yeah, so we'll get the camera off Paddy at the moment and just let him work through a little bit of assistance there. And Well, the umpire's just going to adjudicate here. Seamus
As to whether or
Maloney
not he has to leave through the players' gate, or they're going to let him leave the pitch where he is now.
Yeah, it's funny with the rules. I have got the rules in my folder there, but I'm not going to pull them all out. But sometimes if you leave with a trainer, you can come back on. I don't think that he's going to get back on. And I think that's Shadforth waiting to come back on. They can't start the game because he's actually very close to the boundary line here. So this may take a little bit of time. We wish the lad all the best as that ball was coming
He's
into
making his way
the
up
forward
onto
line.
his feet now with Seamus' help.
There he is.
Andrew Whiteman and other Sturt legends appeared to try and help as well. We hope Paddy's not injured badly, and we do hope we can get some medical attention to him.
Well, it was that hyperextension back when he had his whole body weight as he was going backwards there. So he is actually walking around the boundary now, but just very gingerly.
In the meantime, the ball's been thrown up in the forward pocket. An eagerly contested ruck there. Big Ryan Stokel from Kangaroo Island. And I think it's Taj having a good contest there. Crommer's working hard, and number 6 for Oscar Finnis, showing some real pace around the breakdown.
Well, they've got him around the ground and Will Thomas up forward. You know, they're very sort of similar in stature, but they can play that low centre of gravity to ground as that ball comes in. I tell you what, Westminster, it's been in 3 or 4 times now, and it's dangerous. And there's Shadforth, so he's trying to get it forward. Just comes out now. This is very good pressure because it is a turnover again, and that's a great kick across. That was fantastic work getting it to Lewis Green. Couldn't quite get the job done, but Simon, I really like the effort there by Westminster, and smart football, not just to bomb away. It's in a dangerous position. A lot of green at the back of the pack.
Yeah, absolutely. The boys are crumbing hard. Hayden Wilmot did a great thing, but Clay Catforce has crumbed that beautifully, put a shot up, and I'm not quite sure if it made it through the big ones. No, it's stuck through from behind.
So 1-1 for the quarter. And, well, they've held up PAC. They came out and they kicked those 3 goals early in the quarter with 16 minutes in, but they haven't scored one from about the 8 to 10 minute mark onwards. And some positive signs. I talk about winning moments rather than winning a whole quarter, and I think there's some winning moments there. And if they can get another turnover here, Westminster, be pretty happy about this coming back in. Hands to the ball first. It's looks like Will Thomas there, was it? Hands to the ball first. So they're getting to the ball first now and getting those kick-ins, as we saw almost Lewis Green taking a mark in front of us.
As we've been speaking, the wind's picked up, probably about 5 to 10 knot pickup as we've been talking in the last few minutes, whether it's a gust coming through or not, and that's starting to influence the movement of the ball out of that pocket.
That was Hayden Wilmot. Gee, just wriggled his way out of traffic. So they're trying to come inside here, but look at that ball. It's going to go up and down on the spot. Oh, the big fist over the back from Westminster. Charging in now is Eli Anders. Gone out to that outside. This is where it's a long way home for PAC. Anders again it was on the ground doing some good work. G. Murray on his opposite side. Couldn't quite... Oh, a player dragged it in for Westminster. Did a great job. He's caught under it though.
That does look like it was Dicko.
That was good play.
He pulled that ball in. He contested hard there in the forward pocket.
Look at the green jumpers. A lot of green jumpers behind the ball. This ball's up and down. PAC can't get it out, and that's a throw. And once again, great pressure shown here by Westminster. I think they've had the better of the second half of this quarter now.
It was an interesting call to bring that one back. Alex was away, but it's gone back to Max Robertson for a kick out of that back pocket.
He's having a great game.
Very
nice
strong
kick
player.
too.
And Dicko, after causing that breakdown, has been upfield to receive that mark. Kick across field to Will Young in the centre square. He's looking out towards, was past Darby. It looks like he's gone out to Elliott there on the wing. Elliott turns around and makes a kick, which is intercepted easily by Antonio Mondello.
Just becomes a little bit of circle work sometimes. This is Rome Burgoyne, very smooth mover. Nice kick off one step into the middle. I think Rome played league footy, I believe, last week. May have been reserves or league footy down at Port, but good future ahead of him. Gets it back here, just one step into the middle. Into the sticky mud though, so this is going to be interesting. Goes by again, Burgoyne. A lot of players now, Simon, down in that half of the ground now. You can see sometimes I say, is it the press from the opposition or is it the flood by the other team? So either way, there's 36 players pretty much in one half of the ground. I tell you who is out on his one-on-one is Shadforth. If they can get it down to this flank, that'll be exciting.
He is being marked, it looks like, by Eli Roberts, but as you said, there's no one in the forward 50 at the moment. It's a vacant camping ground at this end of the field. And that's PAC pushing hard into a breeze which has just lifted again.
Young Charlie Bradford, I can see wandering around too. He's lively, he doesn't stand still. The other one I like is Aidan Nixon Burns, who's in the middle of the ground now. He's been at both ends of the ground today and adjusted the hair on his first kick. So must have knew we had a bit of camera time.
Aidan's come back from a knee injury. He's heavily strapped on, I think, his left knee. And he might be a bit tentative today because of that injury. That gets to the players' heads.
Did like his first quarter though. He's very lively, lad.
Great crumbing by Will Daniels. He's passed it out, and again it's caught up in that pocket. And as we've mentioned a few times, a bit of a trap for the ball with this breeze.
And it's a funny one. We often say in football, stand on the inside of your opponent, push him out to the boundary. But on a day like this, I'd actually be telling my players on that side of the ground, almost stand on the boundary side of, very close to your opponent, but stand on the boundary side because that's where the ball's going to go. Nice mark. Is that Dickinson again?
It looks like it could have been.
It's got a good set of hands.
It's been crumbed beautifully by, is that young Rome Burgoyne?
Yeah.
There's something about both the way Rome and Clay move. They create space and time and move with a sort of languid fluidity.
So that rain's going to come in. I can see down the other end of the ground there's people running everywhere to the right of us here as the rain is pouring in down that far end. Inside, outside now. Player tried to push off and he's dragged to the ground. That was Oscar Finnis not getting it all his own way. They come out again. Can't quite get it as far as Aidan Nixon Burns. Around the corner comes PAC. And look at the people in the background there. They are sprinting, sprawling. It is the migrating wildebeest. But it's this time it's the supporters all getting in out of that rain, and some are walking, some are running, and a little bit of precipitation as we speak. And how is that wind blowing across away from us yet the rain's coming in on us, Simon? How does that work?
That's a meteorological phenomenon.
Yeah.
Some great footy still going on there. Tom Turnbull did some great work at that last breakdown there and pulled the ball down. And this is a ruckman's dream now. Bit of wet weather drops the skill level when you can run in straight lines. Nicely punched out of the air by Westminster, but PAC are again pushing forward into the wind. The free's been blown there, Westminster's way. And the cameraman's come off the roof. I don't think that was the wind, was it?
No, we can see a little bit of water on the screen. There goes his hand across, or a crow is flowing by very closely. And yeah, we're just trying to get ourselves adjusted. I think it's only going to be a passing shower, but it was heavy enough to just make a few adjustments here. So just bear with us as, is that 25 metres there?
That's definitely one, and looks like Darby is moving forward to have a kick there. Darby Fitzgerald lining up.
So his first game back, I believe, from round one.
Oh, and Aidan's been caught high there, gone down. Aidan Nixon Burns been caught high off the ball and the referees didn't see it, looking at a different part of the game clearly. Ball was dropped into the boot and PAC is scrambling with some intent out of defence.
That was Ashby getting it across to Matt Leray and very close, and that's another touchdown. So that rain's gone and the sun's out, so I don't know whether to get an umbrella or zinc cream, but tell you what, the trees over the back there are absolutely roaring with the wind. You're correct, Simon, the amount of wind that's come up, and it's really going to the left of screen here as it comes in again inside 50. In they come. Shadforth goes up. We need a crummer. Westminster, that is. And Robertson is just getting a hack kick out and standing under that with courage is Rome Burgoyne, racking up possessions. Just slowing things down as we're winding around to the 23-minute mark. Umpire says play on now. Goes across. So that's what I'd call the negative side of the ground, but a good mark there by Eli Anders.
And Rome did show great courage there as the ball sort of blew back into him. Didn't overcommit, a real capacity to read the ball in the air there.
That's a difficult kick and just playing in front there. And, player bobbles around. Goes for the short pass in. PAC can't. There's good pressure again from Westminster. Player throws his hands out. A lot of numbers here now. Green jumpers. In come the PAC players though. They go backwards to go forward. They can't get out. This is good pressure. 1-2. Now a kick comes in on the left foot. The wind is going to drag that back and taking a mark.
In the goal
square. Right
on
the goal square, yep. Boy, oh boy. That wind just took that ball back.
They probably moved back close to 10 metres in the air.
Here it is. Look at that, was going like through for a point. I reckon that's Polkinghorne. Gee, there's a big push out there. He got away with it too. He looked at the umpire. It's amazing what a replay will show us, but young Polkinghorne it is. Jay wanders in for his first. He's been looking good up there forward and just couldn't clunk them. This time he does. He has to really penetrate that ball through, which he does. You've got to kick that with a real purpose there to push that through, because that wind took that across as well. That's their fourth one for their quarter, but they, as I mentioned, Simon, their first three were probably in the first 6 to 8 minutes, and they've been able, Westminster have been able to hold them up for most of the quarter until that moment there.
There's a real bit of effort to score a goal into a breeze like this, and they played very well to do it. The breeze has dropped off a bit and started to move back across the pitch.
Quick question, Simon, without notice. I can see a rainbow towards those soccer goals down there. If we collect a pot of gold on the Westminster grounds, do we have to donate it to the school or
Absolutely.
give 50-50? How does it work?
No, we'll take the donation and give you a tax-deductible receipt.
Oh, and I'll get an empty sack at the end of it.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Fantastic. So that rainbow's gone now, and there we go. Interesting quarter there, as we see PAC currently leading 8 goals, 56 to Westminster 1 goal 2, with a little bit of work to do in the half-time break. 1 goal 2, 8, so a 48-point lead. Simon, it's been an absolute pleasure to get you down here once again and joining us, and you're always welcome, mate, to come back in the third or fourth quarter if you'd like. We'll be here for the whole game, of course, but an absolute pleasure doing wonderful things out here with the sporting programs and the education as well.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to have you here. It's great to be able to host PAC. The sunshine's come back out again as they go in for half time. Hopefully the boys can dry out a bit and come back out. Westminster will be asked by Tim, I'm sure, to be a bit more accountable. They stepped up a bit in that quarter, but PAC has shown a real depth of talent. And some very athletic young men out there, and they look like they're real set to a great game of footy.
So, yeah, can they fight back, mate? Just a quick one there. We could see you on screen a moment ago. You are the smart one. We are inside, but we're in a trailer, and the rain did come in on us. And you've got the hat on, and, well, you were the smart one out of the two of us. So thank you once again, Simon. It's an absolute pleasure. Folks, we will take a short break.
actually give pass. Oh my bad. When the bird like up the ball, you don't have to follow the ball. Just maybe follow the sound. Yeah.
Welcome back to Westminster Oval here as we look at the half-time score. Westminster 1-8. They kicked 1 goal, won that quarter. And, Prince Alfred went along their merry way, and they are 8 goals, 8-56, so a 48-point lead, although it was 40 points at quarter time. So what tended to happen there, the first 6 to 8 minutes, PAC kicked 3 goals, and we thought the floodgates would open. They were kicking into that wind. When the rain came and everyone cleared out, poured with rain and everything, Westminster tended to get on top. They got some turnovers, their pressure was there. They just couldn't get, pardon me, too many scores on the board. And we're joined again by Sam Cumming from PAC. For those of you that weren't with us in the first quarter, Sam is a outstanding young footballer playing at North Adelaide, as well as representing his school in the South Australian under-18 squad as well. Young lad from Mildura. And Sam, well, you're safer in here out of the rain, mate. And how did you see that second quarter? Just got held up a little bit?
Yeah, it did. Wasn't as many scoring opportunities as you can tell, but no, it was a bit slower footy, a bit more controlled, which was good.
Rome Burgoyne, mate, really standing out. Some of the better players. Will Thomas has kicked his 3. Rome Burgoyne, geez, such a smooth mover, and he's got that 5-metre burst that we talk about. Gil Wakelin, Oscar Finnis at times, Eli Anders at times, Harry Piggott, Matt Leray playing a great game as captain, and also Lewis Kellaway. So really starting to see a sharing and a spread of players getting involved.
Yeah, for sure. And Rome Burgoyne, as he touched on, he's having a crack in the midfield now with Matt Leray going in the back line, so that should be interesting to watch for. Okay,
so a little bit of a swing up there. Is that something the coaches have done? Because leading into the finals, you can see who can play more than one position and, and so on. Yeah, as that ball just comes out, just a hack handball out there and around the corner. Which way is this going to bounce? It's going to bounce straight through, and that's a goal on the board to Eli Anders, who we mentioned has played a very good game as well. We talk about role players, and Eli reminds me a little bit of that. You've got your Burgoynes and everything doing things in the middle, but Eli playing a very good role there, and that's a nice goal around the corner. Opportunist. As I say, there's a lot of those mid-sized players. What would he be? 5'11", maybe 6 foot now.
Yep.
Bit of growth still in him. Mid-sized players in around that half-forward line. If you can get 1 or 2 goals out of these players, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've got 7 different goal scorers today already. So he's certainly playing his role. Tell us a little bit about Eli. Do you know much about him, where he's from, and is he out of the league club or anything?
Yeah, Eli sort of, I didn't really know him much heading into this year, but he's also played some good footy in the pre-season and trained hard, which Odie really likes, and he's a great role player.
He looks like a real athlete too. He's going to go in around this ball as well, but just the way he moves, he's one of those loping type runners, but he's got a bit of speed on him, so I'll keep an eye on him. Just so every now and then a player will pop up in front of him, and he looks like he's got a bit of growth still in him yet, so he might turn out to be a good 6'2", 6'3", maybe. I don't know. Aaron's probably no better than me, but just looking, I've got a background in recruiting and so on, so you sort of tend to look at certain players and what they're about. So around we go here with Bryce Sanders. Round it comes again. Ooh, gee, that's a good mark. You could hear the crowd ooh and ah, couldn't you then? And that's Hayden Wilmot. Was that Eli getting that ball in again now?
Callaway.
Callaway, was it? Yeah, very neat player as well. And you can see them all setting up and talking the midfield. They're not just watching the game and saying, oh, well, we've got the ball in. So 21, it was Lewis Callaway there. And hung on to. It's always good to get a finish. So Wilmot comes in.
Hayden Wilmot, he's from Eagles. He walks it in. It's a good-looking kick. And he's got it, which is nice. It's a great finish.
So well done there to Hayden Wilmot. And that is another goal scorer. So number 9 is Wilmot on our score sheet. And that is the 9th for PAC as well. So that is the 10th now to PAC. And, that clearance work, as you said, Rome Burgoyne doing really well in there. And the other one I've really been impressed with is Callaway. Played in there a lot of the game. But very handy player. Getting a bit of attention now from Brad Jackson in the middle there. A couple of players. So that ball goes up. Round it comes Gee, Burgoyne again. Look at him, glides by. They go the opposite way, though. That's well done, though, by that young player. It wasn't...
Brody
just trying to
Harris.
see that, who
Yeah.
that was. Harris, was it?
Yep.
Is he the rower? Was he the one you mentioned?
No, that was Eli Roberts.
Ah, okay.
He's really good build.
As it comes over there, I'm just watching there. Brody Harris, after that kick, he hasn't stopped running. So that he came out of the midfield and he's going right down deep into the back line. He has not stopped moving. It's a great sign of fitness there, and very quick interchange about to come. Here's what Burgoyne can do. He's done it many times today. Gives it off, doesn't get it back this time. Just has a look back at his teammate there to say, well, I was there if you need it. It's going to go out, and this is that pressure here. Oh, very well done by the ruckman. Couldn't quite get it finished, so players hang on to. Is he going to be slung? No, he's not. That was Jack Elver. And just going across in and out, and ball taken. All right, as that ball comes across now, bathed in sunshine now, comes out towards the pocket, and Will Thomas to get his kick three. Righto, Sam, you've given us his goal-kicking prowess from the other side. What's he going to be like this side as the ball's really going to be right behind him, this wind, isn't it, as this ball's going to be kicked?
Yeah, I don't think distance should be an issue from here. He's usually a very good kick in front of goal.
Checking
I
out the
back
wind.
him.
Yeah. Got a bit of the Marcus Ashcroft about him, I reckon.
Yeah.
Might be the blonde hair. All right, let's have a look.
Yeah, Thomas walks it in. It's a good-looking kick.
Oh,
Just
umpire.
misses, yeah.
Gee, he kept us waiting, then the
He
umpire. He
did.
just towed that a bit, didn't he? Got his toe under it a bit and gave it the height, but the wind just didn't push it across for him. So there's actually a good match up there on Jack Elver, but he's walked off him now. So just cutting off the short option here. So it is that setup. I'm assuming, Sam, that we don't go and stand a man, we stand a spot. Is that what happens on the kick-ins?
Yeah, we like to zone if it's a set shot and we have time, which, yeah, has been working really well for us this year, actually.
So out it comes. This is what Westminster couldn't do in that first quarter. This time they're out. Oh, just went one-handed. Charlie Bradford had a good game. A couple of Year 10 players playing for Westminster. Bought the ground. 1-2 handballs. Quick moving here by PAC. Quick left foot around the corner. G, 2-on-1. Westminster, can they get it out? Their pressure's held up good in the previous quarter, and that handball just taken across the line there by Daniel Thompson. He comes out quick too. A lot of teams will give you that first kick into the pocket here, Sam, but then it's what happens next, isn't it? And that's where it's come undone there.
Yeah, that kick in the pocket, it isn't very dangerous, and then, yeah, pretty easy to defend from there.
Gee, good movement there by Westminster. Players dropped that ball. I think he had to protect his head. Self-preservation there by Will Thomas. Gets it out. Gee, we've seen this over and over by Prince Alfred, haven't we? This that turnover mark, either down deep or around that 50. And look at him run here. I think the tempo or the speed from PAC has really gone up here. And watch out for Thomas. He's just gone forward and then he's just peeled off there. And I'll tell you who else, they look like twins. Oscar Finnis has also come off his man and gone deep as lead comes forward from Taj Murray. They go out wide here, PAC. Bit of a glue pot right in that centre wicket area. Walked across that. Gee, Burgoyne all on his own. That's dangerous. Oh, good mark there by Will Thomas. Came in, gave it off the ground. Oh, that was Will Thomas. Sorry, who got the kick. That was James Young who took that intercept mark. Shadforth can't. Bundled out of it a PAC player and will receive the free kick. So it is that real wall back here, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we've been working on as a team, trying to get that wall going and a few intercept marks to be able to slingshot it back into the forward 50.
Once again, folks, joined by Sam Cumming here in commentary. Real in-depth view of the PAC players, mate. It's fantastic that you can give us this insight into some of these players. Hayden Wilmot, what can you tell us about Hayden out there on the wing?
Yeah, he's also another boarder. He's a Year 11 student and really good fella. He's great footballer, really hard at it.
It was a good kick in. It sort of beat the pack by about 5 metres, didn't it? It went that extra distance. Gee, this player's under pressure, and that's a good grab by Lewis Green. Well done, young man. Gee, he goes outside. I'm not too sure about that. I often say go the boundary, you get the boundary, but the wind's going to help there, and he's just pulled up a bit lame there, Max Robertson. Might have done the groin. The adductor, he doesn't look good at all, and gee, that won't be good for Westminster if he's done himself an injury there. Burgoyne again racking it up. Inside out, this is Gil Wakeland around the corner. I'm sure he had orange boots first quarter, white boots second quarter. He's gone back to orange in the third quarter, if that's him. Maybe it wasn't him. Let's wait for this player to turn around. Up and down now, out that far side. Westminster, long way home here. Jack Elver. So he elects to go down that far side. Oh, look at that for a pack. Couldn't quite. 2 players flew for that. And in the end, Sam, no one came down with it. They're trying to take the mark of the day.
Yeah, Shatford, he's a great flyer, great mark, knows how to take a hanger, but not very realistic in that attempt.
So out it comes now. Ball on that far side. Gee, trying to run himself out of trouble, but ran into it there was Will Harvey, and wrapped up once again. This I've been super impressed by the backline of pre-AC, and you can see there Oscar Finnis too. He's getting around the ground a lot. That's a quick handball. Burgoyne can't get the tackle on. That's a high kick in. It's just going to float though. Shadflaw stays down this time. Here's what he can do, like a vacuum cleaner. Couldn't quite mop that one up off the ground. Now here's an opportunity in front. Gee, it's going to have to be a good kick around the corner, and it is. Aidan Nixon Burns, you superstar. He knows his way around an oval, and he kicks his first, and that is the second to Westminster. As we see this ball come in, he had to wait a lot of time out there. That's not an easy kick from there.
That's a great finish, yeah.
Geez, good. It didn't actually spin end on end either. It sort of came around a little bit differently there, but it's a nice goal, and well, there's what the wind can do. The players have to retrieve the ball. Give it back to the umpy. Come on, umpy, go and get that one. There's 1 set of hands, 2 set of hands. And now after all that, he'll probably throw it up because it's not real flash in the middle. There we go. Up they go, the big men fly. 1-2, all charging in there. Is that Lewis Callaway by the looks of it? Couldn't quite get it out.
Yep.
There he is again. Geez, just hunting that ball. And that's a great tackle. We're going to see a ball up immediately to the same spot, and it's 11 minutes and 25 seconds in to the third quarter. Try to tap that back. Murray's done that a fair bit today in the middle, set play.
Yeah, usually he is. I mean, Taj Murray's a great ruckman, can tap it anywhere. And yeah, his second efforts around the ground with tackling people are unbelievable.
It's a good grab there. That's Brad Jackson with a nice mark. So just going back here is Charlie Bradford, year 10 player. Pretty much directly in front. He's going to have to kick this out to the right though. He does so, and that's come back perfectly, and they get around him, and that's his first. And a lot of players getting around Charlie Bradford there, year 10 player. Good to see him do well. That mark Brad Jackson took is a contender for our Dartfish mark of the day. A couple of contenders. Of course, our Archie songs for best on ground. At this point, Ryan Burgoyne having a great game. Will Thomas, also Oscar Finnis and Max Robertson. Just see how he's going now. He's back at centre half back there. Is Robertson for Westminster, so doing well. Out it comes again. Gee, Callaway, there's another contender. Boy, oh boy. Having a great game. Gets another possession. Little turnover here, Westminster. They pop it up in the air. Can they go forward and get turn a row? Shadforth can't. It's bobbling around. Players running a long way back here for Westminster. There you go, Cam Qualman. Get yourself out of trouble there. Players diving left, right and centre. They put him in a bit of trouble there. Gee, it's up high, Will Thomas. That was a hard one to go and grab. Bundled across the boundary line now. I think with the wind behind that ball coming in, Sam, that was a very hard one for Will Thomas to try and take in the hands there.
Yeah, definitely, especially in that pocket. It's a bit of a dead pocket to kick to. Makes it very hard for the forward.
At training, mate, the old boy here, we used to say if they're too hard, let him go. But I just think that really came in hard to him, and probably came a bit quicker than what he thought with that wind behind him. But probably get it back here on the ground there. Oh, is he taken high, the Westminster player? He is. Maybe I should be an umpire. So Darby Fitzgerald having a good game, first game back. Looks out this side, which is going to hang in the air, make it easy for PAC. Oh boy. Went horizontal on the way down, couldn't quite. What's the umpire played? Nate Slade, that is. Gee, Eli Anders, he went up vertical and came down horizontal, almost took a screamer.
Got a great vertical leap on him, man, Eli.
What do you think Slade will do here? Do you reckon he'll have a look at him?
I reckon he'll pass it.
Just pops it in short. Oh, it's up high, through hands. Oh, easy as you like around the corner. And that's a nice goal to Oscar Finnis. Pretty good in the end, the finish. That's not easy to do, but a nice goal as we see the replay here. But watch for the space that he had. So he's got good awareness around him. So he had no one really coming in visually to maybe bump him or smother. So really good awareness. We've seen a couple of really good goals from Oscar today. That left footer early in the first quarter, and then this one here around the corner. They're not easy, but for someone that knows how to kick the ball, pretty stock standard.
Yeah, he's a great finisher. He's always knows where the ball's going to fall, and a great crummer. He's got good awareness as well.
Well, they've kicked 3 goals, 1 for the quarter as we're 15 and a half minutes in. Up and down, and that's Ethan Stokel in the middle there. Going up in ruck, up against Taj Murray. Don't mind that match-up. Westminster get the clearance. Flying high over the pack there. That was Tom Turnbull. Called him much today. Desperate smother there. Soccer off the ground and through for a point there. So a little bit of desperate football, but PAC. One thing we do talk about, Sam, is you play the game the last 5 minutes as good as your first, or like today, don't let the scoreboard impact the way that you play the game. And that desperation shown by, I reckon that was Turnbull, was it, that flew high over that pack? That's the sort of stuff that we're talking about. Display your traits when they're there to be done. Over it comes now, Brody Harris. Oh, on the run. The big fella goes in. Gee, great body work here. Around, this way, that way. Unselfish. Well done by Will Thomas there, and he's given it off to Gil Wakeland. Wakeland has got the orange boots on. I hope that's not an optical illusion. Did he have white boots on in the second quarter? Please tell me.
I'm not sure. He does have a few pair of boots.
Oh, well, I'll watch in the last quarter. So
Yeah.
see what he does. So he's looking around here, taking plenty of advice. Left, right and centre. He's going to be kicking 20 metres out. I'll let you call this one, Sam, but probably the low-hanging fruit, this one.
Yeah, Gil Wakeland, 25 out, directly in front. Should have no worries with this one. And he kicks truly. Oh, no, he missed it.
Just offline. He just tended to push that ball. Sometimes with the bigger fellas, it's a long way from hand to foot. He pushed that ball onto his foot a little bit there and didn't quite get it right as it hit his boot. Sometimes your boot tries to chase where the ball goes, and that's where the inaccuracy goes. Westminster, they've done this a couple of times today where they've gone a bit shorter. Andre Lim gives it out now, and that's the captain, Max Robertson, down the ground. So they get it out. It's 2 kicks back for PAC if they get it. Oh, player rolled over there. Gets up now. Bit of good sportsmanship there by Daniel Will, helping up Tom Turnbull. Probably go crashing into him now. Oh, there it is, 1-2. Gee, they go inside. Bloke with the fast jets there is James Young. Oh, it's gone across the ground though. Unfortunately, it hasn't hit a Westminster player. So having to put the jets on is Lewis Green. This way, that way. PAC gain possession of the ball now. Courage shown. Oh, well done by, I reckon that's Will Thomas for Westminster there. And just causing a ball up there. Well done, young man. Great play. Actually, that was Cam Qualman that went in after that ball. PAC, look at this bloke just hunting the ball. Gee, 3 on to 1, 4 on to 1. Couldn't get it done. Burgoyne now applies pressure. Oh, player has to charge through to it. He does. That's Brad Jackson. That's great play. He's put a long ball in as well. Trouble here on the ground. Shadforth goes the bump effectively. Look at the green jumpers back here. 1, 2, 3. Brad Jackson couldn't quite. And, gee, he just broke through 2 players there. I don't know that the coach would be too happy about that.
No. Especially out the front of the stoppage.
Yes. So another throw in down in that pocket there. Up it goes. Anyone's ball. Can't get it out. Just a set-up structure. I'm always interested. I have this little pet hate. On a boundary throw-in, is there someone ordered to stand behind the ruck, or do you all stand in front and just do his right and left?
As a on-bowl sort of system, so we sort of like to have everyone in front of the ruckman and then get on the move if we want to hit it out the back.
Yep.
But we always have protection in the corridor with the wingman.
Yes. Yep.
If they tend to go corridor, then we have pressure on the bowl.
Very good. Yes, I like that because I often talk about that. On a day like today, the ball's not going to go over the back from the other side of the ground, but from this side of the ground it may well, and sometimes that's left open. As a player there, really flung around. Strong work by the PAC team. Around it comes there, that wind again. Player goes to ground. The umpire throws the arms in the air and says, play on. That was Will Thomas for Westminster, who's got that ball forward. He's, well, we could say Will Thomas is having a great game for both teams.
Yeah.
So both Will Thomases, but PAC out the other side. That's that harder kick there. Is that a grab? Well, it's a free kick anyway. Did you see what happened there, Sam? I thought he took the mark, didn't he?
Yeah, I think there was a bit of confusion if it was touched or not, but took the mark.
Up they go. Oh, nice grab at the back. Gee, Lewis Callaway, is he having a game and a half? That was Callaway, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Ooh.
Inside Burgoyne, just one of his little blemishes for the day. Hasn't had many. We'll allow that. Gee, in trouble here, Robertson. Under pressure, Westminster. Look at him here, PAC. 1, 2, 3 players get back up. Well done, Joey Otto crossing in there. Was in a bit of traffic and bounced back up, but couldn't quite get the ball out. Well done, young man. I do admire that. And, well, this is Will Prescott with ball in hand. Okay, here we go, Sam. Here's the cutting question, mate. He's about 45 out, and he's got that wind coming across his left shoulder to right. Did he even watch that bit of grass then? What do you reckon?
I'll back him. Yeah, he's
okay.
usually very good in front of goal. Recently kicked 5 for Norwood. See what he can do here. Sort of chips it up.
That's a grab. Not quite. That could have been a set play, you know. He probably knew you were commentating that.
Yeah.
He said, no, I'll be unselfish. He actually did just pop that up in the air, didn't he?
Yep.
So Max Robertson doing a mountain of work for Westminster. He'd be high up in their best, but he did jag his groin earlier. Looks okay now. He's a big, solidly built lad. Oh, gee, towering pack mark there. Fantastic football. Player in front, surely. Oh, he's adjusted the hair there. That's Daniel Thompson. Just gives a quick handball off. Players had to run across to the fat side. That's a screwy. If ever I've seen one, the big hands go up. Max Robertson. Daniel Thompson there took that mark, sat on the ground and just adjusted the hair before he got up.
Yep.
Bit of camera time by the young man.
He's got to make sure he looks good.
Well done, young man. It was a great mark, so why wouldn't he? So Darby Fitzgerald now, so sharing the duties with the kick-ins. What do you think's going to happen here?
I reckon just long down the line like usual. Try to get it out of their defensive 50.
Gives it a 50-50, doesn't it? Which gives PAC an opportunity just like this.
Yeah, Louis Callaway. He's been great today, been chasing, and he's got a real hunt for the ball.
I've really liked his game. You can see the dots next to the players. Rome Burgoyne, not a huge first quarter. His second quarter was outstanding, and he's been good this quarter, but I think Callaway this quarter, once again, just having a great game. It's going to be a real toss-up there. And as I speak, Burgoyne there, look at that beautiful handball across, trying to pinpoint the pass in that forward line. The wind's playing havoc, blowing it over towards, we can see up the top of the post there, the flag really blowing around there, straight across to that pocket. So young lady here about to throw this in. Points. She's done a great job out there, I will say that, the boundary umpires. And just going to get another ball. We've seen that a few times today, that throw-in comes, and then a second action is the ball up. Is that something Prince Alfred pride themselves on, getting that pressure?
Yeah, usually. Yeah, a lot of pressure. We tend to be a very good stoppage team, so it doesn't hurt to get a couple more stoppages and hopefully some high efficient clearances.
Kick coming in again to that forward line. Oh, rising high. Oh, on the ground. That's perfect crumbing there, fortuitously. And that is Oscar Finnis. I said they were twins, so Will Thomas has kicked 3 and Finnis has kicked 3. We'll have a look at this one. Walk us through this one.
Yeah, Oscar Finnis, he's a very good crummer. He knows where the bowl flight's going to go, and yeah, just read it over the back there beautifully, and yeah, pretty easy finish in the end.
And he almost, Sam, he started back where that kick started. I was just pointing as he came. He started back there, so that's probably a 30, 40 metre. That's just not an easy crumb at the back of the pack. He's worked about 30, 40 metres to get that kick.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, he's a very good reader of the bowl flight, and with his exceptional pace, he can easily get on the end of that.
So 4 goals, 4 for the quarter. They kicked 6 goals, 4 first quarter, 4 goals, 3 second quarter, 4 goals, 4. So, 8 scoring shots again in this quarter, and it's coming forward again. It'll be close to siren time. Is there time for one more as Polkinghorne couldn't quite get it up? So looking for the handball, couldn't quite. Around the corner, player on his own. Didn't hit him. This way, that way. Oh, is he taken high around the corner? That's a high kick. Is the wind going to blow it back? No, it's not. Still in play, is it? Not quite. And that was Gil Wakeland with a kick. So our score at 3/4 time, 3-3-21, plays 12-12-84, 63-point lead to PAC. They've led by 40, 48, and now 63. Once again, Sam Cumming, thank you so much, young man, for joining us. You're an outstanding young man, helping out your school and representing, mate, and we wish you all the best in not only the next few weeks, but the rest of your footy career.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for letting me come on today, and yeah, it's been really good.
All right, thanks so much, Sam. Enjoy the last quarter, and folks, we'll take a short break.
Thanks. See ya.
So I'll plug that, plug it back in.
Back and, well, Westminster couldn't quite put the finger in the dike and stop the pressure coming. So PAC that quarter kicking with the win. They kicked the 4 goals for, and, well, they're well ahead on the scoreboard. As we said, 40, 48 and now 63 points in front. Westminster have had a lot of players come back in, so a lot of players not understanding each other at the moment and trying to get that movement from back line to midline to the transition into the forward line perhaps isn't happening, but that's PAC's pressure as well. It's an absolute pleasure to be joined by Stephen Schwert. So a bit of background on Stephen. He's now at Westminster, is that correct, Stephen?
Yeah, I've just started there this year.
Sports and fitness and a bit of everything.
Yeah.
As what happens here, Westminster coming down, you might see the fruits of your labour here if they can get a score on the board. All around they come. Done a 360 there, quick kick up in the air. The wind might take this. We call that 80 metres, 40 up, 40 down, into the square and just bundled through by PAC. So bit of background on Stephen. Well, he was at the Crows player, fantastic player. A few injuries there, centrals as well, and worked. Then went into working with the Crows. You did all the fitness, the running, all of that, mate. We've seen you for 15 odd years. You worked with the Gold Coast Suns. And also the Saka, so different sports altogether.
Yeah.
But the knowledge is there, Stephen. And now out here doing wonderful things with the Westminster lads. They're in great hands with yourself and a couple of the other coaches, Timmy Weatherald and David Tiller doing the
David Tiller's doing the seconds,
well.
and we've got Seamus Maloney's our runner and assistant coach. He's XVIII player and coach, and Andrew Whiteman's also assistant coach, XVIII. Played nearly 200 games at Sturts, Andrew.
Yeah.
So I've got a good crew.
How do you go with Andrew? Do you have to hold him back? He was a bit of a hard nut.
He was a hard nut. Our careers didn't collide, but lucky because he was, he was hard at it.
So you've seen a lot in football, mate. The development now, these lads, 16, 17, 18, and not everyone gets through to an AFL or even a sample career, but it's just maximising performance for each particular player, isn't it?
Well, it is. It's everyone's got their different level they get to, but a lot of these boys aspire to get to the highest level, whatever that ends up being, and you want to be able to give them those opportunities. So it was a chance for Westminster.
Nice goal there.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah, I reckon that's Will Young.
Will Young, he's had a great go. His third quarter there was. I actually thought we lifted a bit in that third quarter, kicking in the wind. I know PAC outscored us, but I thought we actually got back to the way we normally play. Our seasons, or the way the team plays, is very contested style and very hard at it, and put a lot of pressure on opposition, and just didn't have that as to our normal level in the first half. But I thought the third quarter we got it back a bit.
So they did. You're correct. They kicked 2 goals, 1 in that quarter. So that was their best quarter. And that belief. We talk about the mental game, Stephen. Above the ears, and a little bit of that belief when that ball comes forward and you see it finished off as opposed to coming straight back out again.
Yeah, and you feel it. I was standing over behind the coaching group and the bench, and a lot more positive talk going on around the boys. So definitely have a factor to play.
As that ball goes up and down here, PAC in the air, couldn't quite take it there. That was Hayden Wilmot. Round the corner it comes. Shadforth is very well balanced, this player. Look at that, mops it up. He'll break away here, good speed, goes left and right, around the corner, beats about 3 of them, bombs that ball in. Anyone's ball on the ground here, 50-50. Round it comes, quick around the corner. It's going to bounce. Which way does it bounce? It just skids up, pops up here. Zokas it is, taken to ground, and a strong tackle. Good positioning. No, it's quick into the forward line, and an opportunity here if they can get some runners around the ball. The structures, Stephen, do you hear much from the coach around how we should be setting up here?
Not particularly. I'm just trying to work out what we've got here. We've got all the on-ballers, bar one on-baller sitting back. Brad Jackson sitting back behind the ball.
Yep, who had a good third quarter too, didn't he?
Yeah, he's hard at it. He gives his all. I think he's been one of our better players for the day.
So let's just see. He's on his own here at the back of this pack, but that ball just dropped short. It's going to come out this way, but numbers are there. This is the captain, Matt Leray. Can he get it out? Burgoyne's been fantastic. The wind's going to take that a little bit, and it's a long way home out here. PAC, a little bit of tempo at the moment. Will they be bold and try and get it inboard? The corridor's not really open. It's a short diagonal kick. Over the back it comes. And what you alluded to in that third quarter. I think late in the second quarter as well with Westminster. They did start to get the turnovers, Stephen, from a lot of kicks like this.
Yeah, and that's, as I said earlier, that's been our game this year. It's a high-pressure team and getting good turnovers in the midfield, and it's a good example of it there. So hopefully we can maintain that for this last quarter.
So almost a grab there to Westminster. Almost doesn't do it. Player gliding by here for PAC. He's going to get inside 22, inside 3 bounces now. Runs into goal. What's he done?
Nice
He's
finish.
kicked it, and that is Will Prescott there. Nice running goal, wasn't it? And we talk about, I want to touch on the fitness side of it, that explosive movement. We used to talk about that 5 metre run. Well, this player had it, and then knowing that you can change gear, because people talk about a player can have speed, but how important is acceleration and change of speed, Steve?
Well, it is, because particularly late in the game where people get a little bit tired, and I think sometimes we underestimate, having a strong endurance base actually allows you to maintain that top acceleration or that top speed for longer, and so it's an underrated quality in the game, the ability to accelerate.
And players have got to display their traits. We were taught years ago drafting and so on, and you've seen it through the AFL. Display your tricks, play to your strengths.
Yeah.
Obviously, your deficiencies you've still got to work on.
Yeah.
But if you've got your strengths, now's the time to display. And that player was going to try and hook that out of the air, I reckon. Just keep an eye on this. Very well balanced, Finnis and Will Thomas for PAC. Sort of mid-size. Interesting with Will Thomas, number 1. He lines up at full forward, but he's only one of the a shorter, if you like, or a mid-sized player, but very well balanced. So keeping your feet, how important in the modern game.
It's probably one of the basic fundamentals that's so important, isn't it? Because once you're on the ground, you're really one short in a lot of ways.
Out of the game, we were taught, with the fitness, mate, how much work do you put into just the football team as opposed to you've got the whole school to look after as well?
Yeah, so I don't take a hands-on approach at all. We've got a fitness coach, one of our teachers, Adam Thompson, does a great job with the boys. He's been here for a long time. Here's an opportunity for Clay.
Yeah, gee, couldn't quite get it up. Love that second effort, goes back in. What a competitor. Had to go 3 times, couldn't quite get it through. So coming back to that, so you'd sort of oversee a lot of it?
Or no, I oversee the co-curricular, but I don't have a huge amount of input into the football team. We've got a great crew, as I said, with those 3 coaches I mentioned, and Adam Thompson, one of our teachers at the school. He's got a great background in fitness, and he takes care of all that for not just the first 18, for a lot of the school. So, I don't have an input into that area too much now.
So Daniel Thompson now just pops it in. Rome Burgoyne, very smooth moving young player, gets it across Antonio Mondello. Sorry, go on, yeah.
No, I thought it might have been a 25 there, just Brad Jackson cutting across the protected zone.
Held a long time in the air there. Good grab, Brodie Harris. Good size lad, this. We often look at him and think, well, maybe in 2 or 3 years he might end up 6'2", 6'3", that lad. He's a good size, and you wonder, some of these lads are already out at sample. You see, it's almost choreography, the way PAC and Westminster march back, and sometimes we talk, and this is a player we're talking about, Brodie Harris at the moment, risky. If they kick out to the right, they're kicking into that little bit of a breeze. If they go left, then it's a hard kick back, and that's where it can come undone.
That's right now, hopefully the turnover.
Good defence there. Numbers there. Couldn't quite take it was James Young. Strong in there was Will Thomas. Ball still comes out, PAC. It's over the top. Anyone's ball here. It's right onto that cricket pitch. That's the only trouble there, Stephen, is that it is quite slippery underfoot.
Yeah, we had a All Scholars game here last week, and had 3 games on here when all the rain came last Saturday, so that did a bit of damage.
Around it comes now. So this is what we talk about, keeping your feet. Just the soccer off the ground. Now it's the chase. They all have to come. 1-2, and the first to it is, that's Daniel Thompson, but he took a long time in having to spend that ball, and Brodie Harris. A lot of possession down around this back line.
You can see PAC are just trying to hold possession and run and keep the ball moving forward when they can, but not taking a huge amount of risk for longer kicks.
And the trouble with going out this side, it's a long way back into that breeze. So really Westminster, I think, are putting up we talk about pressure. It can come verbally, it can come physically, but it can become visual.
Yeah.
So a player with ball in hand, even as Westminster here watching this play, will want the opposition to put the ball up in the air. That's a little win.
Yeah, exactly right. And you can see here that PAC are just trying to hold possession at the moment. And
Mondello here, and they can't get it out. We talk about some teams Do they kick through the middle of the ground? Do they do the run and carry between the arcs? And they're not getting away with it here, PAC, and if they're not careful, it's going to come undone.
That's
here.
a good result for Westminster, get a forward line stoppage.
Shatforth, he's putting the hands up. He wants the kick there, I think. So
No, it's throw in, I
it's
think.
going to be a throw-in. So the player, I think the desperate dive just to touch it with the new rules.
Yeah, they're a good team to watch, PAC. David Odie's done a great job with them this year.
Yes.
Him and Robbie Neal, they're a good combination. I've had a bit to do with them over the journey.
Yeah, and the other one, Craig Tasborski.
Yes.
I had the pleasure of coaching down at Glenelg there for a while. He's a great lad, went through to play league footy, so he's him as well. Young lad just going past. Young Oscar. Great helper to us here at Dartfish and filming footy. Often does the scoreboard and the siren down here and sometimes helps out on camera as well. As we see PAC. Stephen, often this first kick, and we sometimes out of a fullback kicking, most teams will give you that first kick. Yeah. It's what happens next.
It is, and you'll see the same again. PAC just trying to hold possession and looking for options. If Westminster can force a long kick, that'll be a win in a lot of ways.
So Matt Leray just going over the top. That's
kick.
A nice kick, isn't it? Penetrating kick. And there's an art to kicking that hard ball into that breeze so it travels not very long in the air.
Yeah.
A little bit of touch here. Number 14 here is Nate Slade. Once again, we're joined by Stephen Schwert. Crows, Centrals, Gold Coast Suns and Saka. Done it all. Played. Have you coached anywhere, Stephen?
I just coached my son when he was a bit younger in junior and community footy.
Didn't continue on with it. It's a hard life, the coaching side
Well,
of it.
yeah, when you're committed on the weekend with your teams you're working with, it's a little bit hard to invest in that as well.
And play to your strengths, mate. That's the thing, and that's what keeps you young, you know. Like coaching, mate, I'd stay out of it, been through it, and it's good to see. And look, we have got great coaches, as you said, David Odie and also Tim Weatherald and the assistants. It's fantastic for school football, isn't it?
Yeah, the quality of coaching that we've got going around. I got to know Tim really well over the last 6 months, and he's done an unbelievable job with the crew here. It's, really proud of the way they go about it.
Just coming out now as that ball's up and down. That's a great grab.
That's Andre.
Yeah, Andre Lim, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's him, number 33. Up and down. Whoop. Yeah, stolen away there. Well done, Jack Elver. And that's exactly what we're talking about keeping your feet. Unfortunately, came undone. But Brody Harris, again, having a very good last quarter. Just kicks it out there. Players streaming through. Trying to take them on is the captain. Not the best handball, but it fortuitously falls into the hands of... That's Oscar Finnis, that was. He's kicked 3. Will Thomas has kicked 3. These lads, this is a good one, Stephen, in regards to weights.
Yeah.
At what age should they start doing weights? And if it's 16, 17, is it body weights? If it's 14, 15, is it just the movement patterns first?
Yeah, well, I don't think it's really age restrictive. I think it's just matters whenever you start, you just do start the real fundamentals and have some good movement. And it doesn't need to be weighted. You can do a lot of things that, everything I've ever done with younger children or younger athletes has been about technique first and then
exactly,
and then progress from there. But you really want to, you can't put any limitations on them because, they've got huge potential, as you can see at this level. They can improve a lot in their physical development. But you just need to make sure you do it in the right progressions and, don't ask for too much too soon.
Yeah, and a lot of the lads, if they get the correct advice from people like yourself, they'll have a long and a positive career in their sports. But a lot of them just read stuff or read something online, and they read that, a 25-year-old player is lifting this amount of weight, so they think they have to lift the heaviest, and it doesn't. Nowhere near. It doesn't work that way, And if they can seek out people and find out information and find out what works, it's so important, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got Adam Thompson, one of our teachers, who takes a lot of our strength conditioning at the school. Got another guy who's been here for a while, Jared Dutton. They've done an unbelievable job of this. They're quality guys to have at our school and what they do with our students and our sports teams.
And I guess the other bit is preventative, as opposed to, we often say to you, fix the handrail at the top of the cliff, or do you put the ambulance at the bottom? So it's preventative stuff first. So we talk about, a lot of these guys will do squats and then they'll do forward running, and they won't do any backwards or sideways
Yeah.
movements, and then all of a sudden you get deficiencies. So that all-round holistic view
Yeah.
of conditioning is very important as well.
Yeah, and it is, and you know, you do get injuries at this level. You know,
Yes.
this is intense football. This senior, first 18 football competition. There's some, it's played at a really high intensity.
Gee, that's not a set play, but it might
work
come
out.
off the PAC there. But, well, you're correct, Stephen. A lot of these lads, I think Ryan Burgoyne might have played league or
Yeah.
reserves at Port last week. But a lot of these lads, if they go back to the country, as we all did, 16, 17, 18, you're playing senior football.
Yeah,
Playing
and we've
against
got a
men.
number of those guys, boarders, and they would have returned home over the holiday and played senior footy. So definitely they're playing. And that's not a bad thing sometimes. You learn how to protect yourself, and you find ways to work around playing against bigger bodies.
Yeah, it's a great learning curve for them, and we all have to do
There
it
he
somewhere.
goes, a bit
It's
of a-
just a little bit
Bit willing.
of players pulling out there. Player just on the ground might not have got up too well there. That looks like might be Will Thomas.
Is.
Yeah, just watching what's happening there. Must have got a bit of attention on the
Yeah,
ground.
you got
so
a 25, I think, in there.
just pops it out wide off the 1 foot. Composure. Gives it out to Will Harvey. So Harvey now loads up down that wing. Over the back. Oh, very close to the boundary line. Well done by Lewis Green. His endeavour, that's the other thing we can't really measure, but the endeavour.
Yeah.
And certainly Lewis Green today, he's been in and around, and you ask for effort and you get it from some of these players. So liked his endeavour and effort today. Might
Yeah.
not be the highest in the stats, but just keeps trying.
Yeah, I think that's been a good sign for our second half. PAC is clearly a stronger team than us at the moment, but I've been really impressed with our second half, the way we've held in there and kept coming.
Well, they had 6 goals on the board in the first quarter,
Yes.
and they've kicked 7 for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So, it might not be the score on the board for Westminster, but I talk about winning moments, not winning quarters
Yeah.
and winning games. And there's been some real winning moments. And that second quarter, PAC kicked 3 goals in the first 6 to 8 minutes and then didn't get another one
Yeah.
until the 22-minute mark. So that's about composure and keeping your head and not just throwing the towel in.
Oh, here's a free kick downfield, I think.
Yeah, this might be... No, it's not... It's not Thomas. It might be Slade. Let's just have a look here. 23 is Noah Manillo. He's been... They've had a few lively ones around their forward line. 3 or 4 of them. The 2 talls and the 4 mids, as you get with a lot of clubs these days. Manillo wanders in. A bit of a stutter there. Does he kick truly? He does. So he's first on the board. The other thing with PAC is they've...
Shared the goal kickers around.
Yeah, 10 different goal
Yeah,
scorers,
that's good.
Stephen. So, if you stop one, you stop Thomas, well, Finnis gets you stop Finnis, then Prescott gets you.
Yeah.
So there's a fair spread there.
Yeah, we've been a bit hamstrung since half-time with Patrick Hutchins going off with a knee injury. He's really our go-to forward, so that hasn't helped us.
Yeah, I noticed that, and we wish that young man all the best. He did try and walk off there, but it didn't look good happen right in front of us. And
Yes.
it was either going to be a knee or an ankle, if not both. So interesting. I'm always interested on matchups in the middle, whether you do go and stand a man or do you stick to your own game plan and they're playing us, we're not playing them as
Yeah.
Shadforth gets it out. And great to see Joey Otto Crossings had a very good game, year 10 player.
He's been brilliant all year. He's really come out of nowhere this year. I think Tim Weatherall's been really impressed, and he's just got really good composure, and he's played all year in the first 18 and had a great season.
And he's deserved it as well. You get to that point, like in any football, where you just feel like you're fit. And I've got a couple of dots next to him, and that means he's been in the better plays in certain quarters, and he's got 2 dots next to him.
Okay.
So
yeah.
he's impressed, the little things that you isolate. And as I said, talk about winning moments. Or you might win a 50-50.
Yes.
Things like that. It might not happen down the ground, but his little one-on-one
Yeah.
battles he's won. As PAC come in now through Dougal Ashby. Geez, kick that high. The wind's going to take that across, is it? Not quite. In the square. A lot of numbers there. 20 legs means it's 10 players. And umpire will ball it up again. Right in the goal square here. Watch Burgoyne lurking. Goes backwards here. That's a clever tap by Mitch Dickinson. Knew he had his teammate there. It's out wide. Couldn't quite take it there, Jack Elver. And over the line, and of course Jack and his brother Tim.
Yeah,
Tim not playing today.
No, he's got an ankle injury, so it was a bit unfortunate. He's been one of our better players all year, so he's a bit of a loss for us today.
Yes, and unfortunately, but we wish him all the best. Get back quickly.
Yeah, I think hopefully he should be back next week by reports.
Did they have a game? Was it Westminster played Wesley recently?
No, we had a lot of these boys have been away on a UK cricket tour over the school holiday, so we had probably maybe 6 or 7 of the boys in this team have been away. So they had a great time in the UK playing a lot of cricket.
Did you get a trip away with it?
No, it might be a bit rude being only been here 2 minutes.
Put your hand up, but
No, they had a great trip. I followed them online a lot, and they had a terrific time.
Fantastic, and yep, outstanding. We had the principal in with us, Simon Shepherd, doing a great job. He came in during the second quarter and gave us a bit of an insight, and does a great job. He's always invested in the sport here. He came for a half because he's got a function tonight.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, he's done well there to get along for the half.
I spent a bit of time with the Shepherd. That's a good goal. That's unbelievable
Around
kick
the
from the
corner,
ground.
yeah. That could be a contender. We'll just have a look at who that was. I can see him down there, but look at them all get around him here. Almost impossible to kick the goal from there
With the way the wind's going, it is.
Yeah, that's Callaway.
Yeah.
Lewis Callaway. He's had a great. So that's their 11th.
Is he be a relation to the
I think he's
Duncan Callaway's lad? Is he?
Yeah, Duncan. Is he over here?
He's works for the Crows as a physio.
Yes. So
a lovely guy.
I was a former. Well, I'm not a former Richmond supporter, mate.
Oh, yes.
Did a bit of work with the club.
He was like the glove, wasn't he?
He was magnificent.
Yes.
The 2 brothers there,
Andrew and
Duncan.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the other one might be doing something down at Geelong. Is he?
Okay, no, I'm not sure, but they were both had unbelievable careers.
Fit units.
Yeah.
They weren't big, but they were just fit athletes, you know. And in the non-glory days, I call it, I say Richmond, we've cracked the code now. We're on a 37-year cycle, so I'll be about 95 when we win the next one. Can't wait.
The next 3, you mean?
Yes, or a player down there. That's no good for the Westminster team. Could be just winded, we hope. Not that we wish any injury. And nice coming across the pack there, Turnbull. He's done that 2 or 3 times today. He's given away a free player still down there for Westminster. So runner just getting out to him. There's a across the park kick, and playing in front there was Harry Piggott. Couldn't quite get it done. Burgoyne just lurking now. I don't reckon he's fallen over today. His shorts are still white. He's played in the midfield, just perfectly balanced young lad. As that ball comes in, spiralling kick. Big Ethan Stokel. Is he son of David?
No, he
Some relative?
he is. I think he's. I did speak to him about this. Maybe. Well, I'll stand corrected here. It's either son or a nephew.
He's got the height, certainly, and a bit of the look of... he was a great player too, David, at South.
Yeah, it's a famous name in South Adelaide history.
Oh, PAC player coming off, and that's Matt Leray. Just limping. Oh, he's jogging now. Oh, towering mark down there. Just that ball dropping short there, Stephen. A lot of players aren't aware of it. They go back to where they'd normally go, and Ashby taking that mark in front.
It's not an easy thing to pick up as a young player. They don't get that the positioning and the wind and the standing on the whatever side that the wind's blowing to, or standing behind your opponent when you're kicking with the wind, or in front when they're kicking into it.
I alluded to that earlier. We're taught to stand on the inside and push your opponent out to the boundary. But on a day like this, you'd almost stand on the boundary side and it'll come your way.
Yeah, where the wind's blowing, getting on that side.
So this is Ashby again. He's been a bit of a foil up forward. He's taken a few grabs this quarter. They've had a couple of players that have played 1 or 2 good quarters, and Ashby here is a good size too. He's, wonder about this. Back in our day, mate, we never had short socks. They all have short socks these days. What are they? He's not bending down to pull the socks up. Gee, that's a high kick. It's going to float across. Up they go. Anyone's ball on the ground. Touchdown almost, state of origin style. And Max Robertson, as always, desperate. And we take the scoreboard out of the equation, Stephen, and we say, well, you've got to show your traits in the last 2 minutes the same as what you were in the first 2 minutes.
100%. As I said, I think full credit to Westminster this second half. We've hung in the game. We could have either... PAC could have actually destroyed us here, but we've shown a fair bit of grit and determination.
So up it goes. Gee, high up there. dangerous tap, though. Went back towards the square and player taken down. Just petering out a little bit this game. 24-minute mark of the quarter. A little bit going on still. Player helped up, and he's just hobbling a little bit as well. That looks like Elliot Sandico there. Up it goes. Is it push through? Walk through. Yep. So a point on the board for PAC. Once again, they scored a lot of their goals early in the quarter. 3 for the quarter, and been held up a little bit. Coming out this side of the ground, it's an interesting choice because you come out this side, you can go home with the win.
Yes.
But it does give the opposition an opportunity to load up from here as well. It is still 2 kicks in. That'll do. Just a hack kick forward, put it to grass and make them run. Nice tackle there. You won't get past Aiden Nixon Burns. I've liked his game today.
Yeah. He's out injured in the term 2, but this is his first game back for school, and he does play with a physical presence.
As that ball comes in, and that is the final score. We have PAC 15-15, 105 to 4 goals for 28. So comprehensive win, but as we said, they kicked 6 in the first quarter, 4, 4 and 3. So it just dwindled off a little bit for PAC, and Westminster, well, they kicked the 1, 2 and 1 in the second, third and fourth quarter. So a good win, but as we said, 14 players for Westminster haven't played together for a long period of time. So just understanding, and their transition between back, mids and forwards just couldn't quite happen today at times. With you're playing a very good team as well with PAC.
No, I think it's
undefeated.
I think it's fair to say we weren't at our best, but we're playing quality opposition here as well. So full credit to PAC. They were top shelf, and they've got obviously a lot of ability in the team, a lot of talent, and they're well coached, and so full credit to them. They've taken the spoils.
And one of the good things here, every player coming past, shaking hands, just good sportsmanship, because what you learn at this age is what you carry through to your 30s, 40s if you're lucky enough to play.
That's why I know. I'm sure David Ade is the same, but I know Tim is. He's very big on the way the boys conduct themselves and the way they respect the game in a lot of ways, and so full credit to the way they conduct themselves, and this is a good to see at the end of the game.
All right, Stephen, thank you very much for joining us. I'd love to spend a whole game with you and just pick your brains about some of this stuff, but you've given us a great insight about the development of these young players, not only as footballers, but you're helping with life skills as well. And we talk about the fitness, but it's the mental game as well, and it's overcoming hurdles, and they'll bounce back again for next week. And mate, I love coming here. They roar out of that tunnel. There's nothing better in school football than coming out to Westminster, and that roar when they come out the tunnel it's just sensational. So you're doing wonderful work, mate. You always have, and it's a pleasure to catch up with you. And we wish you all the best for the future as well. So thank you. Our winners today, of course, we have the goal of the day and the mark of the day. The goal of the day sponsored by Filming Footy Stats, and our mark of the day sponsored by Dartfish. Our game, as we said, in the end, PAC running out winners 15-15, 105 to 4-4, 28, but an outstanding display of sportsmanship, skills, and at times from Westminster there were moments which we've talked about, and PAC a very strong team in this competition. So we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. We'd like to thank our sponsors, of course, Archie Slong's The Best on Ground, which we'll be able to announce it now. I'd say Lewis Callaway, number 21, for a 4-quarter effort. Rome Burgoyne played well. Matt Leray played well. Will Thomas kicked 3. Oscar Finnis kicked 3. Will Prescott 2. And we come across to Westminster and Shadforth at times. Max Robertson, a great game as the captain down there. Down the back he was. Daniel Will Thomas, and Aiden Nixon Burns. Very impressive. He's one of those just the old untidy days that lets the hair go and runs around a bit. He knows his way around a footy ground. And Charlie Bradford, Year 10 player, and also Joey Otto Crossing. Great future ahead for these players as well, Stephen. So
there's some good young boys coming through. So it's good signs for Westminster going forward. It's
exciting times. So fantastic. As we said, Archie Slong's Filming Footy Stats for our goal of the day, Dartfish mark of the day, Sportal, our scoreboard sponsor, Sports Interactive, our broadcast sponsor. We'd like to thank all of our crew. Celeste, you've been a champion, our producer, and Finn, our cameraman. On behalf of Tony Neal, we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast and have a safe weekend.